Alright class, let's continue 1-1 with part 2, fluently multiply decimals. First let's go over the steps or rules. Starting with number 1, multiply. Followed by 2, count the number. And I'm going to use this hashtag symbol as number because that's what it also means. So count the number of digits after the decimal. And 3, your answer will have that many digits after the decimal. Okay, now let's look at an example. Alright, so write out 5.62, okay, and then let me put a little star up here to remind you something. Don't have to line up decimals. Don't line up decimal points. It's not necessary. I mean, if you do, it's not going to hurt it, but it's not necessary with this particular type of math problem. Okay? Right there. Don't line up decimal points. So we have 5.62, and let's multiply that by, put little times here, 2.3. So that's 5 and 62 hundredths times 2 and 3/10. There we go. Alright, so this is going to be 2 rows. You start when you're multiplying 3 times 2. Go to the same digit here and multiply 3 times 6, which is 18, and I'm going to carry my 1. And then 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Okay? Now, because we're going to have to go with the 2 next, the 2 is in the 10 spot. So that means in the 1 spot, I'm going to put a 0 before I start multiplying. And then 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 6 is 12, and I'm going to carry the 1. And 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Okay? Now, what I tried to do is I lined up these digits underneath each other as I went. So we add, and 6 plus 0 is 6, and 8 plus 4 is 12, so I got to carry the 1. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and then 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 plus nothing is 1. Now let's go back up here. There's 1 digit past the decimal here, and there's 2 digits past the decimal here. That adds up to 3 digits that are past the decimal. So I count over 1, 2, 3, and my decimal point goes here. You notice I counted over from the right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that meant my final answer was, if we want to rewrite it just to see it again, 12.926. And since the 6 is in the thousandth spot, you could say 12 and 926 thousandths. Notice when I say and, that's where the decimal goes.